Well, howdy diddly dandy there, chums. 'Tis I, Captain of the Steves, and today, chums, for you guys, in the viewerverse, I've got a little bit of an amendment to some of my speculation that I did the other day. Heck yes, on that emoji. Let's hit on up the new tweet from Sean Murray. Executamundo. Sean tweeted out the biceps emoji the other day. If you want to see my speculation on that, there's a card in the top right hand corner. However, he's now put out the emoji yet again. Now, he's actually tweeted out this same emoji 4 times now, people. So some people out there are speculating that it might mean that update 4.0 could be on the cards. And when I say on the cards, I mean these cards, these large updatey type cards. So yeah, I thought this was rather cryptic, him putting this out. I was like, well, hold on. You know, we're getting a big update later this year when the Switch drops. I've always thought update 4.0 will be the Switch update, but I could be wrong. And reason being is, look, I'm just scrolling down all of these lovely comments and there's a lot of sorts of decent ideas here. I like Zoo's idea of smashing into the world of glass, because Sean Murray has used that emoji before to say that his team is smashing it and then used the bicep flex. But look at this one. It's him saying it's an update, not an expedition. 86 people have liked this comment by Human. So Human, you could be onto something. I mean, for me, I was wondering whether it means that the emoji is for the expedition or the update part, is what I was trying to get at. I mean, we had the whale for Leviathan, but Leviathan dropped without really a content update, and that seems to go against the rule that Sean Murray set out himself. I mean, we've had, with the Sentinel update and also the Outlaws update, expeditions that came alongside them that didn't really have anything to do with the actual content update. So yeah. So now, people, I'm completely throwing stuff into the wind and thinking that maybe this won't be 3.95 and maybe it will just jump straight to 4.0, and perhaps this is going to be a bigger update than what I envisaged from my speculation the other day, and now I'm seesawing back to, well, maybe it might be a large content update and alongside it might be 4.0, so maybe it's a gameplay overhaul like I originally said. I put a card in the top right hand corner to my original speculation, but you can see here we had the exobiology expedition with Sentinel, right? So if I click back and I go to Outlaws, what one would we have with Outlaws? Let's scroll on down and take a little look-see at which one we had with Outlaws, because these both came, as I say, with expeditions. So I still think we might get an expedition alongside 4.0. I'm not going to rule it out. So inside of Outlaws we had the Blighted expedition, didn't we? So there we go, people. So yeah, I still think we might get an expedition, but that arm flex emoji definitely isn't for an expedition. No, it's for the actual update, and I'm going to be seesawing back to my gameplay overhaul type update, and I think they're going to be strengthening the core mechanics of the game. So Scottish Rod said that all the big updates are in a row, and they nearly are. I mean, we've got 1.5, which was next, but 2.0 is beyond, and that's the only one that sort of juts out there. Synthesis was 2.2. 2.5 was actually crossplay, which isn't on here. So 3.0 was Origins and 3.5 was Prisms. So looking at that bingo line, maybe it would be 4.0. I've also put the emojis at the bottom for Outlaws and Sentinel, being the gun and pirate flag. So yeah, I honestly do think that this little tile here that's missing could be 4.0 if you're looking at patterns and logic and reason and all that sort of shenanigans. Thank you, Scottish Rod, for putting that in the messages in your Twitterverse. Yes, didn't occur to me, so thanking you. But yes, I think this emoji is for the actual content update, not the expedition. So now that I'm not looking at this as being an expedition emoji and an update emoji, I'm wondering whether this could be Odyssey, you know, embarking on an Odyssey, like Herculean type Odyssey. Now, that makes me think, well, I came up with an idea some time ago. This is from October 2020, and there's some things inside of this update, like raiding a Sentinel pillar to shut down Sentinel activity on a planet, that actually happens now. So they've already put in elements of this. So I'm wondering whether they might be putting in more, but here's the old idea. Let's go watch it. Player spotlights. Next up is speculation. Heck yes. Right, well, I spent a little bit of my creative time making something and putting it together. Hopefully this is going to go down well. But yeah, let's head on over to the actual console. Exo, can you fire up my extravagant, doodly type, sketchy type, chiselly type thing? Yeah, Executamundo. Heck yes! So firstly, I need to give a bit of a shout out to the person that sent me the template. This PSD came from a Nicola. So thank you, Nicola! So here we go. Yeah, so firstly, the first thing I'd like to see is a little bit more lore, introducing the homeworlds and backstories of all the different races, but not only them, the actual NPCs on the Nexus. That'd be pretty frickin' sweet. Additional structures including sentinel structures and the ability to raid them. And if you do manage to shut down a sentinel structure, it shuts down all sentinels on that planet or system. Megafauna is definitely a thing I want to see, and I want to see this introduced to the deeper oceans. I want to see them in space and things like that, but also I want to see trigger points. So say if you kill a load of normal fauna on a planet, that encourages a big fauna to come in, you know, like triggers. Also the ability to enter into the void through the boundary failures. Yeah, come across crazed travellers, that'd be frickin' ace, and get the incinerators for your multi-tools, and also the living ship upgrades, that'd be great. Ship customization, I like to be able to create blueprints from scrapping ships, build your own ships, get decals and all sorts, but I'd also like to see ship classes and ship perks and ship related missions, because at the moment all the ships feel very samey apart from maybe turn circles and things like that, and the reward should be additional ship decals or standouty type parts. Abandoned freighter bosses, this is kind of megafauna, but just on your actual freighter. So yeah, in the last room I feel, you know, engage in a boss fight or something like that, but also have some apex predators wandering about the ship, something a little bit more evil than those little normal blighters you get. Maybe the first couple of maps you get from inside of the station, or the beacons that pull them in, give you the lower end ones, and the higher you get, the more trouble you get, you know what I mean? Sentinel space, so if you go the opposite direction from the centre, the Viking pushed all the sentinels back to the outer regions of space, so why not reintroduce them there? So when you get to about 950,000 light years, you encounter more sentinels, and you can build bases with turrets to help push them back, and a new story pathline called the Way of Herc, so you get to learn a little bit about the sentinel backstory, where they came from, and how awesome the Viking were in battling them. So yeah, that's what I would love to see that. I'm not too sure who done that screenshot, but if I do find out who done the screenshot, I'll put a link to it inside of the video description. And no set biome, so I've been banging on about that one for long enough, but there you go, you can read all that. Thanking you! Okay, chums, so there we have it. There we are. So that's my speculation. Well, I say speculation, it's kind of me sort of trying to predict or alter the future. So there we go, people in the viewer first. That's everything that I've got for you. So I've got a few new ideas. Odyssey is amongst them, but I was also thinking of a couple of others. Love to hear yours. Please put them inside of the comments. I'd love to read them. And until next time, people, you've been freaking awesome. Heck yes, you have. Goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye again. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, please hit a like and a subscribe. And I'd like to say a massive, great big thank you to all of my backers over on Patreon and over on YouTube membership. Thanking you, backers. And if you want to support this channel, just don't skip the adverts. That throws revenue down my avenue. Or yeah, just stay with Captain Steve that little bit longer and hit something on this screen. There's merch here now too.